Just checking to see if it actually went live. Sometimes it takes like, I don't know, 30 seconds after I click live to actually make it on. All right. So I am continuing this proofread of the Gaudiya Giti-guccha. I was planning on going through these Radha songs the day before yesterday, but then just so many different things came up. And so I'm hoping today I can get through. I'd love to get through all the Radha songs and all the Krishna songs, but that's quite a lot of songs. So we'll see how far we get. In this session, I'll go through the Radha songs. So this is a proofread. And so if you find any mistakes anywhere or anything that you think could be improved, please let me know in the comments. Radhe Radhe Gargraji. So, okay, I'll share my screen now. And I'll read the translations and also sing the song. So we're now doing Radhashtak. One who is filled, so this is by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And this is based off this verse by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Anaradya Radha Padambojarenum Anashrita Vrindatavim Tat Padankam Asambhashyatar Bhava Gambhira Chitan Kuta Shama Sindhu Rasasya Vagaha. It's from his, it's the first verse of his Swa Sankalpa Prakasha Stotra. That's what these two first verses are based on, that verse. One who is filled to worship with great care Srimati Radhika's lotus feet, which are the treasure house of all auspiciousness, who has not taken shelter of that abode called Sri Vrindavan, which is decorated with the imprints of Śrī Rādhā's lotus feet, and who in this life has not associated with the devotees of Srimati Radhika, whose moods are deep and grave, and whose heart is extremely sober. How will such a person ever experience the bliss of bathing in the ocean of the ras, of ecstatic love for Sri Shyam Sundar? Please understand this most carefully. And, you know, there's something I want to check this in the translation, because I think this is referring to the devotees whose moods are deep and grave and whose hearts are extremely sober. And I don't think it's referring to Srimati Radhika, but that's something that we'll have to check. Anyways, I'll go through that later. Srimati Radhika is the Acharya of Ujjvala Ras, the resplendent mellows of amorous love. The pure prem between Radha and Madhav is meant to be contemplated and discussed. One who takes hold of Sri Radha's lotus feet with great care obtains the priceless jewel of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Without the lotus feet of Sri Radha, one can never attain Sri Krishna. All the Vedic scriptures declare that Krishna belongs to the maidservants of Radha. Relinquishing wealth, followers, wife, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and speculative knowledge, one should become absorbed in the sweetness of seva to Sri Radha's lotus feet. This is Bhakti Vinod's conviction. Radhika Charana Parma Kevalabha Kati Sarma. Radhika Charana Parma Sakala Shreyera Sarma. Jatane je nahi yara dhilo Radhika. Sorry. Radha Padankita Dham Vrindavana Jarnam Radha Padankita Dham Vrindavana Jarnam Taha Jena Ashraya Korilo Radhika Bhavagambhir Chitta Jeva Mahadhir Gana Sangha Na Koilo Jivane Gana Sangha Na Koilo Jivane Kemone Shamananda Rasa Sindhu Snanananda Labhibhe Bhoja Hoyo Mane Labhibhe Bhoja Hoyo Mane Radhikayo Jwala Rase Acharya Radha Madhava Shuddha Prema Vicharya Jai Dhorilo Radha Sorry. Jai Dhorilo Radha Para Parama Jatane Shepailo Krishna Pada Amulya Ratane Radha Pada Vina Kabu Krishna Nahi Mile Radha Radha Sira Krishna Sarva Vede Bole Radha Pada Vina Kabu Krishna Nahi Mile Radha Radha Sira Krishna Sarva Vede Bole Radha Radha Sira Krishna Sarva Vede Bole Chorata Dana Jana Kala Sutamita Chorata Karamayan Radha Pada Pankaja Madhurata Sevana Bhakti Vinora Parama Bhakti Vinoda Parama Radha Pada Pankaja Madhurata Sevana Radha Pada Pankaja Madhurata Sevana Bhakti Vinora Paramana Bhakti Vinora Paramana Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe. Oh, this song is so beautiful. This one. Viradara Pare Shuddha Parabhyamadham Taru Pare Shri Gokula Vrindaranya Nam. Yeah, this song is really beautiful. I think it will go in not this edition of the songbook, but in the next one. I'm not sure. I mentioned. Oh, Nri Hari Prabhu. Yeah. So with this edition of the songbook, there's what the plan is that we'll print because right now we're out of songbooks, and so we're gonna print 1,000 copies. Usually print 5,000 copies of the songbook every time we print. But this time we're going to print 1,000 copies of the songbook, and that's what this proofreading is going for. This one that we're printing before Kartika. And then And then we'll print the rest, the 4,000 copies, like when we get close to running out of these 1,000 copies. So then that gives me a bit more time to really go deep into the songbook and make lots of changes. Oh, it's not coming clear, huh? Anyway, so yeah. Haribol Mitun Prabhu. Kurashtina. I don't know what I can do about that though. Whatever. Okay, so now Ramani Shiromani. Did I share my screen again? Oops, I forgot to share my screen. আমি এখন সংশোধন করছি গীতি-গুচ্ছার সংশোধন করছি The beloved daughter of Rishabhanu Maharaj is the crest jewel of all beautiful young maidens. She wears blue-colored garments. Defeating the beauty of cut gold, her complexion shines attractively. Her hair is beautifully plaited. She is the life and soul of Hari. She is adorned with beautiful ornaments. She is expert in amorous affairs, Hari, and her forehead is gracefully decorated with tilak. Her breasts are covered with a bodice and decorated with jewels, and her rust-filled eyes are anointed with black collyrium. Should I just write kajal? I never knew what collyrium is. Maybe we should just write that in. What do you think? Relinquishing everything to become a maidservant at the lotus feet of Śrī Rādhā, worship and serve her with great care. Beholding the effulgent rays of her beauty, Rati, the wife of Kamadev, Gauri, consort of Shiva, and Lila, the potency of Narayan, all abandoned their pride. They all abandoned their pride. At her lotus feet, the good fortune said to belong to Shachi, the wife of Indra, Lakshmi, and Satyabhama, is completely defeated. I think it's Satyabhama, right? Not Satya. I think it's a long A. Let me just look that up really quick. Satyabhamavedabase.io. Oops. Let's see. Must include Satyabhama. Yeah, so it looks like it's Satyabhama. Okay. Let's try it without a long A. Let's see what happens. Satyabhama. It's with a long A. Okay. Contending to bring Shri Krishna under their control, Chandravali and the other gopis accepts their defeat before her. Bhakti Vinod, a resident of Śrī Gauḍīya, aspires for the lotus feet, the most beloved of Sri Hari. It says Prayasi. It's supposed to be Prayasi. Okay. Ramani Shiromani Vrishabhano Nandini Anilavasana Paridhana Ramani Shiromani Vrishabhanu Nandini Anilavasana Paridhana Jina Purata Jine Varna Vikashini Apada Kavare Hari Prana Hoya Bharana Mandita Hari Rasa Pandita Tilaka Shobhita Bhala Kanchulika Chadita Stanamani Mandita Kajala Nayane Rasa La Asakala Tyaji Yase Radha Charane Dasi Hoye Bhaja Paramajatane Asundarya Kirana Dekhiya ja hara rati gori leela garva parihara O Shakshi Lakshmi Satya Sobhagya Balane Parajita hoy Jahara charane aparajita hoy Jahara charane O Krishna Vashikare Chandravali Adi Parajaya Mane Hoya Vivadi Harita Gita Radha Charana Prayasi Bhakti Vinoda Shri Godrumavasi Ramanishi Ramani Vishabhanu Nandi Onilavasana Paridhana God, what's wrong with my throat? Sorry guys, I'm not able to. I think because I've sung for a while, like loud, my voice is just really weak. I don't have any control over it. God. Anyhow. Okay. Now, Varajavipine. I'll read the translation for both of these songs. Let me just check everything's running still. Okay. In the forests of Raj, along the banks of the Yamuna, there are enchanting platforms beautifully decorated with flowers. Varieties of fruit trees and creepers give satisfaction to the eyes. On them, many birds sing sweetly. A cooling breeze from the Malaya hills blows gently, and a swarm of bumblebees wanders about in search of honey. The full moon of the spring season continuously distributes its soothing rays out of love. At such a time, the supreme relisher of nectarian mellows, Muralidhar Shri Krishna, begins the Ras dance. In the midst of millions of lovely cowherd damsels, Shri Hari blissfully dances with Śrī Rādhā. I'm just going to write Śrī Rādhā. Why is it just say? Singing beautiful songs, the enchantress of Madhav captivates the minds of all living beings. All moving and non-moving beings are enchanted by the chaste Śrī Rādhā. put she. She's nicer. Who has defeated the pride of Chandravali. After churning Vrajkichore's heart, Radharani disappears from the Vasanti Ras. Bhakti Vinod sees trouble. In the absence of Radha, the Ras dance has now stopped. Should we write Radharani or just write Śrī Rādhā? Whatever. Millions of lovely cowherd damsels are unable to keep Madhav's attention, despite their great endeavor to do so. The flute song calls the name of Radhika. Come here, Radhe, petitions Sham. When he goes in search of Śrī Rādhā, the Rasa dance comes to a halt, exclaiming, "O Radha, please save my life by giving me your darshan." Khan weeps in the forest. Embracing Śrī Rādhā and reconciling her with her in a secluded grove. One second. Embracing Śrī Rādhā. What's this word reconciling? I just want to see what this word has meaning I don't know. Restore friendly relations between. She wanted to be reconciled with her father. Okay. Embracing that and reconciling with her in a secluded grove, Sri Hari revives his life. He says, "Without you, what is the question of performing ras? Only because of you I live in Vraj." Weeping at the lotus feet, Bhakti Vinod says, "Count me," I'm going to say please. We're begging Radharani, not ordering her. "Please count me among your personal associates and keep me as your maidservant." Oh. Okay, sorry guys. O Varaja Vipine Yamuna Kole Mancha Manohara Shobhita Pole Vanaspati lata tushaye aanki tarupari koto dakaye paaki tarupari koto dakaye paaki Malaya nila bahaye dhire ali kula madhu lobhete phire vasantira rakha udupatada vasantira rakha udupatada Ayudupatada Komode Vitare Adare Sada Komode Vitare Adare Sada Emata Samaye Rasikabara Arabhila Rasa Murali Dhara Shatak অশত কোটি গোপী মাঝেতে হরে রাধা সহ নাচে আনন্দ করে রাধা সহ নাচে আনন্দ করে হে হে মাধব মোনি গায় গীত হরিল সকল জগত চিত তাবর জঙ্গম মহিলা মহিলা সতী হারাওলো চন্দ্র বলির মতি হারাওলো চন্দ্র বলমতি মাথিয়া বরজ কিশোর অন্তরিত হয় রাধা খন ভকতি বিনোদ পরমাদ গণে রাস ভঙ্গাল আজি রাধা বিহনে রাস ভাঙ্গা রাস ভাঙ্গল আজি রাধা বিহনে শতকোটি গোপী মাধব রাখিতে নারিল করি যত বেণু গীতে ডাকে রাধিকা নাম বেণু গীতে ডাকে রাধিকা নাম এসো এসো দে ডাক শ্যাম এসো এসো রাধে ডাক শ্যাম ভাঙ্গিয়া শিরাস মল তবে রাধায়ন বেশনে চলয়ে যাবে দেখা দিয়া রাধে রাখো প্রাণ বলিয়া কান্ত এ কাননে বলিয়া কান্ত এ কাননে কান নির্জন কাননে রাধারে ধরি মিলিয়া পরাণ জুড়ায় হরি बोले तो हो बिना कहाँ दे तो न कहाँ रास लगी मोर वास तो लगी मोर वास हे नो राधिका चरण भक्ति विनोद कांदिया बोले तू अगन माझे आमारे गाने तू अगन माझे आमारे गाने किंकरी करिया राखो पानी किंकरी करिया राखो पानी Now we come to Radha Bhajane Jadi Mati Nahi. If the desire to worship, one second, let me just make sure everything's still working. Okay. If the desire to worship Śrī Rādhā does not arise, then your worship of Krishna goes in vain. We cannot conceive of the sun devoid of sunlight. Similarly, we cannot accept Madhav separate from Radha. One who worships only Madhav is ignorant, and one who disrespects Śrī Rādhā is simply conceited. Do not ever associate with such persons if your heart longs for the loving playfulness of Braj Ras. If you consider yourself to be the maidservant of Srimati Radhika, then very quickly you will attain Khan of Gokul. The Khan of Gokul or just Khan of Gokul? Krishna of Gokul. You'll attain the Krishna of Gokul. No, it's we know that Brahma, Shiva, Narad, the personified Vedas, and Narayani, Lakshmi Devi. It's not Narayani, it's Narayani. Sorry. And we know that Narayani, Lakshmi Devi, all of Srimati Radhika's lotus feet. It's a long I, Lakshmi. The scriptures declare that Uma, Rama, Satya, Shachi, Chandi, and Rukmini are all Radha's expansions. Bhakti Vinod begs at the feet of those whose wealth is the service of Śrī Rādhā. Radha bhajane mati. Sorry. Radha bhajane jadi tinahi bhela. Krishna bhajana tava akarana ge akarane gela ata rahita suraj nahi jani Radha virahita madhav nahi mani Keva Madhava Pujai so agyani Radhaya nadara koroi abhimani Kabahi nahi korave takara sanga Chitte chase jadi Vrajarasaranga Radhika dasi jadi Hoy abhimana Radhika dasi jadi Hoy abhiman Shikrai mein lai tava gokula kana O Brahma Shiva Narada Shruti Narayani Radhika Pada Raja Pujaye Mani Om Rama Satya Shachi Chandra Rukmini Radhyavatar Save Amnayavani Heno Radha जा जाकर धान भक्ति विनोद तारा मागे चरण भक्ति विनोद तारा मागे चरण. Vrishabhanu Sutta. To serve the lotus feet of the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, I shall become her Palyadasi, her affectionately sheltered maidservant, and strive to bring her all happiness. Actually, let's see, because we went over this translation before in the Harmonist, and I just want to check. We changed this, I remember, on 2014 issue of Raise the Harmonist. Let me just find that. Projects. No. Oh, it would be in resources. So the Harmonist 2014. Let's see. How do we translate it here? And strive. Oh, no, we already added in the change. Sure. Okay, we already fixed this. I shall know with that Sri Krishna takes pleasure in Śrī Rādhā's happiness, and so I shall never desire to abandon her lotus feet and to enjoy separately with Sri Krishna. The Sakhis are my supreme wishers and my gurus regarding the loving affairs of the divine couple. Remaining faithful to their guidance, I shall serve Śrī Rādhā's lotus feet, which are like wish-fulfilling trees. Let anyone aside from Śrī Rādhā's party be as they are. I am indeed always partial to Srimati Radhika. Look upon those who are not. Avrishabhano Sutta Charana Sevane Hoibo Je Palya Dasi Śrī Rādhā Sukha Satata Sadhane Rahibo Yami Prayasi Vrishabhano Sutta Charana Sevane Hoibo Je Palya Dasi Śrī Rādhā Sukhe Krishnera Je Sukh Jaibo Manete Ami Radha Padachari Shri Krishna Sangame Kabhu Na Hoi Kami Sakhi Gana Mama Parama Suhre Jugala Premera Go Guru Taranuga Hoye Sevi Boradhara Charana Kalapataru Radha Pakshachari Jai Jana Se Jan Jai Bhave Se Bhave Thake Amito Radhika Pakshapati Sada Kabona Heri Thake Amito Radhika Pakshapati Sada कबो नाही हेरे आके विश्व भानु सुत चरण सेवने होइब जे पालदासी. I think I'm going to change this to a ba. It's like bhabe, ki bhabe, je bhabe, she bhabe. It's like that way, not that mood. Je bhabe, she bhabe take. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we're coming to Radhika Charana Renu. Decorate your body. Let me check everything's okay. Oops. So spaced out. Okay. Decorate your body with the dust of Srimati Radhika's lotus feet, and you will easily attain Giridhari. One who takes shelter of Radhika's lotus feet is a great personality, and I heartily glorify such a soul. All glories to the name of Radha, whose abode is Sri Vrindavan. She is the repository of loving pastimes that bring happiness to Sri Krishna. If my ears do not hear such narration of Radha's glories, then destiny has cheated me. One who always engages in love-filled discussions of her rus-laden pastimes with her devotee attains Ghanasham. Oh, okay. See, I read this wrong. I was reading her rus-laden pastimes devotees. I wonder. I think actually this would be following the word order also. Tar bhakta shange sada. So one who in the company her devotees always engages in love-filled discussions of her rus-laden pastimes. Attains Ghanasham. I think that's better. One who, in the company of her devotees, always engages in love-filled discussions of her rus-laden pastimes, attains Ghanasham. One who is averse, let me delete this space. One who is averse to this will never attain perfection. Let me not even hear the name of such a person. O brother, by chanting Krishna's name, one attains the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika, and by chanting Radha's name, one attains Sri Krishna Chandra. I have briefly spoken advice by which you may dispel the sufferings of your heart. Contradictory words will only lead to pain and sorrow. Radhika Charana Renu Bhushana Koriya Tanu Anayase Pabe Giri Dhari Radhika Charanashray যে করে সে মহাশয় তারে মই অযাও বলিহারি জয় জয় রাধা নাম Vrindavana Jaradham. Krishna Sukha Vilasera Nidhi Heno Radha Gunagan Na Shunilo Morakan Vanchita Korilo More Vidhi Atar Bhakta Sange Sada Rasa Lila Prema Katha Je Kore She Pai Ghana Sham Ihate Vimukha Je Tarak Bho Siddhi Nai Nahi Jena Ashuni Tar Nam Krishna Nama Kane Bhai Radhika Charana Pai Radha Nam Gane Krishna Chandra Sankhepe Kohino Katha Ghochao Manera Vyata Dukhamay Ayana Katha Dvandva. Okay, next song. Dekite Dekite. Okay, all these songs are not in the Gaudiya Giti-guccha, interestingly. These next 3 songs are not in the Gaudiya Giti-guccha and the Bengali Gaudiya Giti-guccha. So, what should I use for a reference? Let's see. Projects, Gaudiya Kirtan, GK songs. I guess the Mahajan Gita Sangraha. I don't know. I have a bunch of other songbooks. I don't know where they are though. Let's see. No, I don't know. Anyhow, let's just sing these and I'll check it later. I'll find some book to check it against. So I'll make this full screen be big. When before my very sight will my bodily self-conception disappear? Then with my own eyes I shall behold the exquisite beauty of Raj, full of eternal spiritual cognizance and bliss. At that time I shall take birth in the village of Rishabhanu Maharaj, and my marriage will occur in Javat. My sole disposition and character will be that of a Vrajagopi. Any other mood will not remain. When shall I obtain, by the power of Radha's mercy, my perfected spiritual name, and my own form and dress, true initiation into the realm of Krishna Prem? When I go to draw water from the Yamuna, I shall understand the confidential mellows of the divine couple's loving affairs. Being overwhelmed with prem, I shall sing Śrī Rādhā's glories just like a mad woman. One second, just drinking some water. দেখিতে দেখিতে ভুলিব বা কবে নিজস্থূলা পরি. Actually, no. Dekite dekite is in the songbook. I think. I thought it was. Yes, it is. This one is here. It's the other ones that are not there. So let me just here. Oops. Okay. দেখিতে দেখিতে ভুলিব বা কবে নিজস্থূলা পরিচয় নয়নে হেরিব ব্রজপুরা শোভা নিত্য চিরানন্দ বৃষভানুপুরে জনম লইব যাবতে বিবাহ হবে ব্রজ গোপী ভাব হইবে স্বভাব অনুভাব না রহিবে নিজ সিদ্ধা দেহ নিজ সিদ্ধা নাম নিজ রূপ সবসানা নিজ সিদ্ধা দেহ নিজ সিদ্ধা নাম নিজ রূপ সবসানা রাধা কৃপা বলে লবিব বা কবে কৃষ্ণ প্রেম প্রকরণ यामुन सालिलो आहरणे गिया भुजिब जुगलरास प्रेम मुक्ता होये पागलिनी प्राय गाइब राधार যশ গাইব রাধার যশ গাইব রাধার যশ বুঝিব যুগল রস. Okay, this one is not in the songbook. So when will the beautiful Lalita, upon making me a Palya Dasi, an affectionately sheltered maidservant, place me at the lotus feet of Śrī Rādhika and give me seva under her direction? When will I go to Śrī Rupa Manjari to receive instruction on ras-filled service? Under her guidance, I shall joyfully remain on the banks of Śrī Rādhā Kund. At the lotus feet of Śrī Vishakha, I shall learn music abounding with the nectar of Krishna's pastimes. Śrī Rati Manjari, Śrī Rasa Manjari, and others will be very compassionate to me. Compassionate to me or compassionate toward me? I think to me is fine. In supreme bliss, we will all be together at the lotus feet of Śrī Rādhika. Oh, when shall I achieve this topmost perfection and receive the honey of Śrī Rādha's lotus feet? Okay. Palya dasi kori Lalita sundari Amare loya kabe Śrī Rādhika pade Kale milaibe Agya seva samarpibe Shirupa manjari sange javo kabe Rasa seva shiksha tare Taranuga hoye Radha kunda tate Rohibo harshitan tare Shivi Shakha Pade Sangita Shikivo Krishna Lira Krishna Lila Rasa Moy Shirati Manjari Shirasa Manjari Hoibe Sabe Sadon Paramayana Desakale Milia Radhika Charane Rabo E Parakashta Siddhi Kabe Habe Pavorad O Pavoradha Pada Sabo Palya dasi kori Lalita sundari Amare loya kage. I think this probably should have a hyphen. Pada? I don't know about that. I'll have to come back and check that. Okay. The banks of Śrī Rādhā Kund are made of transcendental desire-fulfilling gems. Nearby, there are hundreds and hundreds of beautiful kunjas. The trees and creepers, which are made of coral, are weighty with an abundance of pearl fruits. A small cottage is beautifully situated within the enchanting grove known as Swananda Sukara Kunj. Oh, when will I sit there and sing the names of Sri Krishna with the desire to attain his service? At that time, the song of the transcendental flute will enter this maidservant's ear. I shall become overwhelmed in ecstasy and forget everything due to the song of Sri Krishna's flute. Saying Radhe Radhe, the flute will call the name of my worshipful mistress. Hearing that sound, this maidservant will jump up, startled and astonished, wondering how she shall live. I wonder about this last part. I think it's correct, actually. Prankora, to live. That's correct. But sorry, guys, there's something in my throat. Haribol, Shukra Didi. Yeah, I'm planning on adding in the Mangalarti song. Bhale Gora Gadadhar. I'm planning on adding that one in. Chintamani moy Radha kunda tata tahe kunja shata shata prabala vidro maya tarulata mukta phale abanata Swananda Sukhada Kunda Manohar Tahate Kutira Shobe Swananda Sukhada Kunja Manohar Tahate Kutira Shobe Bosia Tathai Gava Krishna Nam Kabe Krishna Dasya Lobe Emona Samai Murali Ragan Poshibe Dasi Kane Anande Mativo Sakalo Bhulivo Shri Krishna Bangshi Ragane Radhe Radhe Bole Murali Dakibe Modiya Ishwari Nama Shuniya Chamaki Uthibe Dasi Kemone Koribe Prana Kemone Koribe Prana I cannot tolerate Radhika's condition in separation from Sri Krishna. Thus, I am fully prepared to give up my life for the sake of their happy reunion. If I were to renounce Radhika's lotus feet for even an instant, I would become totally devastated. For Radhika's sake, I would tolerate the agony of death hundreds of times. When shall I attain the service of Śrī Rādhā's lotus feet? O residents of Vraj, when will you be merciful to me and take me into the forests of Vraj? O Vilas Manjari, Ananga Manjari, and Sri Rupa Manjari, lift me up and bring me close to your lotus feet, thus granting me the ultimate perfection. Where is it here? Shri Krishna Virahe. Shri Krishna Virahe Radhikara Dasha Amito Sahite Nari Jugala Mila Sukhera Karan Jivana Charite Pari Radhika Charan Tyajiya Yamar Shane ke pralay hoy Radhikara tare shatabara mari se dukkha amara soy. Eheno Radhara charana jugale paricharya pavakabe. Ha ha braja jan more daya kori kabe brajavane lobe. Bilasamanjari Anangamanjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Amake Tulia Loho Nijapade Deho More Siddhi Sara Deho More Siddhi Sara Deho more siddhi sa Shirupa manjari ara. Okay, now we come to Kotai Go Premamai Radhe Radhe. Okay. O Radha, who are full of prem, where are you? Radhe, all glories to you. Radhe, give me your darshan and save my life. Your wretched beggar calls out to you. Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, you engage in amorous pastimes in Vrindavan. Radhe, you are the enchantress of the mind of Kanu. Radhe, you are the crest jewel among your 8 principal sakis. Radhe, you are the charming daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. As a practice, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is continually calling out, Radhe, Radhe. Is continually or continually calls out? I'm going to make it continually calls out. One time he calls out at Keshigat, another time he calls out at Vangshivat. Radhe, Radhe, sorry. One time he calls out at Niduvan, another time he calls out at Sevakunj. Radhe, Radhe. One time he calls out at Radhakund, another time he calls out at Shamakund. Radhe, Radhe. One time he calls out at Kusum Sarovar, another time he calls out at Govardhan. Radhe, Radhe. One time he calls out at Talvan, another time he calls out at Tamalvan. Radhe, Radhe. Wearing faded and worn cloth, he rolls in the dust of Raj, singing Radhe, Radhe. Calling out Radhe, Radhe, he becomes submerged in the tears flowing from his eyes. He wanders throughout the lanes of Vrindavan, weeping and exclaiming, Radhe, Radhe. Throughout throughout the 56 dandas of the day and night, he knows nothing but Radha Govinda. Then he takes rest for only 4 dandas. That's 1 hour and 36 minutes. And sees Radha Govinda in his dreams. Radhe, Radhe. Let me just check everything's okay. Looks like it. কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে 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 গো জয় রাধে 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 গো জয় রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে দেখা দিয়ে প্রাণ রাখো রাধে রাধে তোমার কঙ্গাল তোমায় ডাকে রাধে 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 বৃন্দাবন বিলাসিনী রাধে 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 কানু মনো মোহিনী রাধে 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 কানু মনো মোহিনী রাধে 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 অষ্ট সখীর শিরোমণি রাধে 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 বৃষভানু নন্দিনী রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে গোসাই নিয়ম করে সদাই ডাকে রাধে রাধে গোসাই একবার ডাকে নিয়ম করে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে গোসাই একবার ডাকে কেশি ঘাটে আবার ডাকে বংশীবাদী গোসাই একবার ডাকে নেদুবানে আবার ডাকে কুঞ্জবানে গোসাই একবার ডাকে রাধা কুণ্ডে আবার ডাকে শ্যাম কুণ্ডে গোসাই একবার ডাকে কুসুম বানে আবার ডাকে গোবর্ধনে গোসাই একবার ডাকে তালবানে আবার ডাকে তমাল বানে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে গোসাই মালিন বাসন দিয়ে গায় ব্রজের দুলায় গড়াগড়ি যায় গোসাই মালিন বাসন দিয়ে গায় ব্রজের দুলায় গড়াগড়ি যায় কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে গোসাই মুখে রাধা রাধা বলে ভাসে নয়নের জলে বৃন্দাবন কুলি কুলি কেঁদে বেড়ায় রাধা বলি কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে গোসাই বৃন্দাবনে কুলি কুলি কেঁদে বেড়ায় রাধা sorry গোসাই 56 দণ্ড রাত্রি দিনে জানে না রাধা গোবিন্দ বিনে তারপর চারি দণ্ড শুটি থাকে স্বপ্নে রাধা গোবিন্দ দেখে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে 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 কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে 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 গো জয় রাধে 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 গো জয় রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে কোথায় গো প্রেমময়ী রাধে রাধে Okay, that all looks good. And now, Radha Krishna. There's 3 Radha Krishna songs, and then we come up to Krishna. So I think I'm starting to get a little tired. How long have I been singing? An hour and 15 minutes. I think I can do these last 3 Radha Krishna songs, and then I'll stop for a little while. O mind, how will you ultimately take shelter at the lotus feet of Shri Radha Krishna? Having had the desire to take shelter of those lotus feet since time immemorial, this wretched servant simply is waiting. O Radhe, O Krishna Chandra, life and soul of the devotees, please bestow upon this most sinful person bhakti to both of you. Please do not neglect me, saying that I am devoid of bhakti. Instead, give this ignorant person your auspicious instructions on spiritual knowledge. Please give the servant who is afflicted by the thirst for material enjoyment the qualification to serve in your amorous pastimes. This restless current of life flows, running into the ocean of time, into death. The days that have gone will not come again. Alas, Krishna, what am I to do now? You are the friends of the fallen. I know who you are, my masters. You are indeed the very ocean of kindness. I am unfortunate and exceedingly foolish. I do not understand even an iota. I do not understand even an iota of bhakti. O my masters, by virtue of your greatness, take my soul and make me your own, thereby vanquishing my material sufferings. Give me a perfected spiritual body within the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, and bestow upon me in charity the nectar of service to you. After making me drink prem and thus become spiritually intoxicated, hear me sing your glories. Please engage me in service to you in the arena of the rasa dance. This unworthy maidservant of Sri Lalita Saki, Bhakti Vinod, beseeches you by clasping your lotus feet. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj actually made a translation for this himself. I'd love to get my hands on that. I have to figure out how. Let me just make a note of that. Right, Tirthapad Prabhu about Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj. Okay. Śrī Rādhā Krishna Padakamale mana ke mone lobibhe charama sharana chiradina koriya O charana asha Ache bosiya dhamadas. He Radhe, He Krishna Chandra, Bhakata Prana, Pamare Jogala Bhakti Korodana. O Bhakti na boli, na karo upeksha, murkha jane deho, jnana suseksha. Sorry, 1 second. I spaced out and I didn't check. Okay. O Bhakti Tihina bole na koro upeksha murka jane deha jnana shiksha avishaya pipasa prapidita dase deho yadhikara jugala vilas achanchala jivana srota prabahiya kalera sagare dhai gelo je divasa nayasibe yara ebe krishna kiyo pai tumi patita jane pantu जानी है तो मारे नाथ तुमी तो करुणा अजानी है तो मारे नाथ तुमी तो करुणा जला सिंधु श्री राधा कृष्ण पद कमले मन के मन लोभी बेचारा शरा हयामी भाग्यहीना अति और बाचीना अना जाने भक्ति लेशा ओने जगुने नाता करो आत्मा सात घुचाइया भव क्लेश असे तदे हदिया वृंदावन माझे सेवामृत करो दान पियाइया प्रेम मता करी मोरे शुनो निज गुण गान शुनो निज गुण गान युगल सेवाया शिरास मंडले नियुक्त करोया माय ललित सखीरा अजोग्या किंकरी विनोद धरिचे पाय श्री राधा कृष्ण पद कमले मन के मन लोभिभे चरम शरण. Is this the last song? No, there's 2 songs more. Okay. Let's find this one. Hari Hari Kave Mor Hoy Vesudin. Where is that? Give me a second, guys. I need to find which section of the songbook. Let's see. Hari Hari Kabe Mor Hoive Sudin. Hari Hari Kabe Mor. 163. Which section is this in? It's in the Gore section. Okay. Interesting. Actually, let's just, so that I don't have to keep on changing the screens again and again, let's just do Radha Krishna Pranamore. Where's Radha Krishna Pranamore? It's here. Okay, let's do this one first, then we'll go back. The youthful divine couple Shri Radha Krishna are my life and soul. In life and in death, I have no shelter other than them. On the banks of the Kalindi, the Yamuna River, and it should be Kalindi, Long I. In a Kadamba grove meant for amorous sporting, I will seat them both upon a jeweled throne. I will anoint their dark and golden limbs with sandal paste and scented chua, and then fan them with a chamar. Oh, when will I behold their moon-like faces? After stringing together garlands of malati flowers, it's malati, long I. I will place them around both of their necks. I will then place tambul, betel flavored. Right. I will then place tambul, betel flavored with camphor, in their lotus mouths. Oh, God, sorry guys, I don't know why I'm reading that wrong. I'm a bit tired right now. I'll then place tambul, betel, flavored with camphor, in their lotus mouths. On the order of Lalita, Vishaka, and the other Sakis, I will serve their lotus feet. Narottam Das, servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yearns for service to the divine couple. Radha Krishna Pran Mor Jugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranahi Mora Kalindira Kule Keli Kadambera Ban Ratana Vedirupar Bosabodu Jana Ratana Vedirupar Bosabodu Jana Shama Gauri Ange Dipachua Chandanera Ganda Chamara Dhula Bakabe Haribo Mukha Chandra Gatiya Mala Tirmala Dibo Dohar Gale Adhare Tuliya Dibo Karpuratambole Lalita Vishakayati Jata Sakhi Vrinda Agyaya Koribo Seva Charanaravinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasirano Dasa Sevaya Lasha Kore Narottama Dasa Radha Krishna Pranamor Jugal Kishore जीवने मरने गति आर नहीं मोरा जीवने मरने गति आर नहीं मोर. Okay. Okay, now we're doing the last kirtan for now. Projects. Should be in Goranga, the very end. Oops. Okay. There it is. Oh Hari, when will that auspicious day be mine, when I will serve Shri Radha Krishna, being controlled by Prem? Accompanied by musical instruments, I will sing sweet melodies. In great bliss, I shall perform songs that glorify the form and qualities of the divine couple. While singing Radhika Govinda, I will weep loudly, and my entire body will become soaked by the tears from my eyes. O Shri Rupa Goswami, and O Shri Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, O Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, O Shri Jiva Goswami, my life and soul, be merciful to me now. O Lalita and Vishakha, O Sridham, Sud, and other friends in Sakya Bhav, be merciful to me now. All of you together, please be merciful and let my desires be fulfilled. Narottam Das constantly prays in this way. Hari Hari Kabe mon Hoi be sudina Bhajibo Shri Radha Krishna Hoya Premadina. Oops, I made a mistake. Okay. Bhajibo Shri Radha Krishna Hoya Premadina Sujantre Mishaya Gabo Sumadura Tan Sujantre Mishaya Gabo Sumadura Tan Hoyanande Koribo Duhar Rupa Guna Gana Radhika Govinda Boli Kanti Pa Uchal Sware Vijibe Sakala Anga Nayane Ranire Ebar Karuna Karo Rupa Sanatan Raghunatha Dasa Mor Shri Jiva Jivana Ebara Karuna Karo Alalita Shakha Sakya Bhave Shridama Subala Adi Sakha Sabe Mili Karo Daya Puruk Mar Asha Sabe Mili Karo Daya Puruk Mar Asha Prarthana karo ye sada Narottama dasa Prarthana karo ye sada Narottama dasa. All right, so that's our session for now. And then hopefully later on today, I'm hoping at 4 o'clock or sometime like that, maybe 5 o'clock, then I'd like to go through all the Krishna songs. Although there are a lot more Krishna songs than there are Radha songs. So let's see, maybe I can do half of them or something. Let's look at that. Quite a few. I think there are more Krishna songs than Radha songs. Let's take a look. Let's go to the beginning of the book. Let's see. Okay, so we went through all this. Oh, actually, there aren't that many more Krishna songs. We just went through all of this. And this is all the these are all the Krishna songs. So a little bit more. The Gauranga section was the longest. And then Nam Kirtan. Then maybe Nam Kirtan, I can go through some Nam Kirtan songs. On Janmashtami Day, we can go through Nam Kirtan songs. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. See you all later on. Haribol. Dandavats.